Hi and welcome to another episode of Angling For You, and today you join me again at Rustics Pond, local venue to me. Not had a lot of time to get out, but we're trying to get these videos churning for 2018, and today what we're going to do is look at, does paste work in cold weather? Now it's April time, but to be honest, the weather we've had lately is not usual April weather. It's more wintry weather that we've had, so it is a good test to see if paste does work in cold weather. Now, I fish paste all year round. I fish it differently in the winter, obviously, than I would do in the summer. I catch different fish in the winter as I would do in the summer, but the basis of what it is and how it's used is similar in its makeup. So what we're going to use today is we've got some marine halibut, ground bait, really simple, fish meal based, makes a great paste, and then we've got some cold water. Now yes, you can do it a pint and measure it out, but all we're going to do is just add it bit by bit to this water, and we want it a paste condition that we want to be able to swing out. So as all we're doing is mixing this up into what I call a soup or a slop, and it's going to keep absorbing this water. It'll probably take all this mixture as I thought it would, and we're just mixing it until all that dry particles are mixed together. Now as you can see there, it's an absolute slop, and if I was fishing sloppy paste, that's exactly how I would have it, and I would fish it, but because it's still absorbing, what it'll do is it's going to absorb to a paste that we can actually hook and swing out. As you can see now, it's tightening up now, and what you'd do for your sloppy paste would add more water once the initial absorption is over, and then that would bring it back to where you wanted it. But at the moment we want this one to be hookable, which this one is nearly now, and it's a great attractor and obviously easy to use when it's in this form rather than the sloppy paste. Takes a bit of practice. This one's, as long as you've shotted your rig so it's dead depth, you'll have no problems. So there you go, it's that easy. And the paste, as you can see, you can move it about now. That will be able to stick on your hook and it won't drop off. Occasionally it will, but it'll only tighten up a little bit more, and that's perfect condition. Normally if I were fishing summer, that's about the size I would fish to catch decent sized carp, but what we're using is this kind of size, so it's roughly a 10mm boilie size. Because it's going to break down in the water, it allows a little bit of time to fish before it breaks down, but it also allows us to put a smaller hook in there. Because the rig that we're using today is another one of the sort of chimp style floats, point 3 today, and as you can see, it's got a strong bristle, strong body, and obviously that lady's been fishing through reeds. Got 3 nice rubbers on there to make it completely in line, make it really strong, and that obviously will allow us to lay it in nicely. Moving down then from about 10 inches away from that, we've got 3 number 9 shots, sorry, should I say, and then down to the hook link, we've got 1 number 10 on there, which is about 3 inches away from the hook, just to get that bait down and give us a positive bite. Now the line that we're using is 015 and an 014 bottom, and the hook we're using is a little pellet Preston hook, and it's a size 18, and we're just going to pinch that in there like so. So all we've done is open it up and then allowed us to drop that paste in. Now in regards to feeding, I've put in probably about 20 or so 4mm pellets just around the 2 spots that I've primed, and then we'll additionally add some in depending on how everything goes. Now we in the summer would normally have a 6mm pellet to feed, and you'd be feeding that pretty much on every single cast. But as normal with the paste, so as you can see that it's just slid away there, so it just means it just need a tiny bit deeper. Even though I have plumbed this, it does need to be a little bit deeper, and that just maybe that there's a little pocket that it's dropped into, and obviously that it's just dropped away, because you do want it to be dead depth, because obviously the paste will naturally cock the float, and you want it to be dead depth, so then that bait can sit on the bottom. Try that again. So that's now sat on the bottom. I got a little touch on it straight away then. It's a quick hard touch as well, so it maybe that it's it may have pulled that bit of paste off, but we'll have a look. We'll just give it 2 seconds. And it's still on that paste. Just put it back down. It's the beauty of this style paste, that it will stay on. I've actually caught, you know, a decent sized skimmy go into a fish, and that didn't take long at all. I still got that size 18 hook on, only a small hook, but because we made that paste up nice and soft, it's easily pulls that through. And there you go, that's proof in the pudding that fish do take paste in the colder months. Now, believe it or not, that is the first drop, as you've seen, because the float didn't cock first time. That's the first drop, so there's no camera trickery there. And there's the fish, just getting back, no camera trickery there, and you can see quite clearly that was an instantaneous bite, and a straight to the bottom bite as well. No hanging about there. And you can get away with obviously the smaller pieces of paste, the smaller hooks. It's just, and the smaller line, it's just making things relative to the time of year. And the reason I decided to do this this feature is because I've seen a lot of people ask this same question, whether it's something that they use this time of year, or do you use it this time of year? And it's still, a lot of people fish paste, but for a lot of amateurs or a lot of people that are just beginners, paste is still a scary prospect. And it's just how you feed it, and the venue on the day will depict at how you need to feed it. If you're catching a fish every time you put it in, then you know you're able to put a bit of feed in there as well. But there's no fish in existence that doesn't like paste. And again, another one straight on. It's in real time. So it's 2 carp, one after another, both small fish, but again, that depends on the venue that you're fishing. And don't be fooled by the sunshine, it's still pretty damn cold out here. So we put that initial feed in of 25 pellets of the 4 mils, and that's 2 fish back to back, straight away on that paste. And just to all your non-believers out there, fishing on here, and there's people on here that are fishing just the same sort of mandatory methods and same sort of style fishing as what I would do, and they're not catching. So it's not, yes, everyone's going to say it's stuffed and all that kind of stuff, but all commercials nowadays are stuffed. We'll go down again. We're not going to put any more feed in. I still think that if there's 2 there that quick succession, that I don't need to put any more feed in. So I'm just going to lay that one down there. Now I've had those 2 fish from there, and with it being winter, I don't want to not feed anything. It's where it's been spring, sorry, I don't want to not feed anything. So what I'm going to do is just shuffle back in. I've baited up another spot just over the other side. What I'm going to do is put some more bait in this one, and then we're going to drop over just over the other side of the reeds, and we're going to bait that one up. We're going to have a go at that one. Now, a little bit of advice when you're using, even when you've got sinker pellets, sometimes they do float. So best little bit of tip is, when you get some water, pour your pellets into the water. So there's about 30 pellets there into the water. When you ship them out, they'll sink straight away. If you just ship them out dry, they won't sink, or they will, but they'll sink slower. So you go every single one of those straight down to the bottom. What we're going to do now is put this back on. It's exactly the same depth all the way round. So I'm going to stick another piece of paste on this one. Still catch these big fish in some venues as well, with this in this time of year as well. There's some big fish being caught that I've had in the winter out of reeds. People sometimes think, with it being early spring or winter, they think that let's not go down the edge because there'll be nothing there. Believe me, biggest mistake you can make that. Focus in deep water, of course, but never discount the margins. Always have a line set up just in case. Little touch straight away on that where I dropped the second set of feed. Good, always good when you're having a margin to have 2 spots. Smaller fish there, attacking that. It's good though that there's fish there. You could tell they're small fish because the float bobs like that. If it's a bigger fish, usually straight down, no messing. Straight down to the bottom of the ocean or straight out of the water, in either way in quick succession. We're into another fish now. Pulling back a little bit harder this one. It still doesn't feel huge. That's a nice fish to finish on. Once we get hold of him, we can get him unhooked, just in the corner of the bone. There we go. Hold him up for you. There we go, that's a lovely little fish to end the session on. So there goes the question. Can you use paste in cold water? Absolutely. And can you catch fish? Absolutely. Give it a go. Any more advice that you need on it, just hit us up on the Angling For You Facebook group or add a comment below. And thanks for watching Untight Lines.